outside beautiful Government House in Yarralumla. I'm about to go inside and meet Malcolm Hazel, who is the Secretary of the Order of Australia, and learn a little bit more about our honour system. Malcolm Hazel, Secretary of the Order of Australia, thank you so much for having a chat with Channel Vision today. Now Malcolm, we attended the investitures ceremony last week and we were really keen to learn a little bit more about what goes on behind the scenes. So first of all, why do we have an honours system?
Well, that's a really interesting question and you'll probably get more than one answer. But I think it's really important for the nation to be able to express its pride in those that have achieved significant awards and done significant things, both for their communities and for the nation as a whole. And equally, I think it's important for those that have received those awards to know that their nation regards them as having done something really special and above the ordinary.
So what role do the politicians play in this process?
Well, it's very interesting. The Australian system is now some 31 years old and we are renowned internationally for being both impartial and apolitical. And in fact our awards system is based on the principles of freedom from bias and political interference. Politicians, like any Australian, can make nominations and I'm glad they do. But the important thing to know is that politicians don't make the final decision. That's done by an independent council for the Order of Australia.
So who can submit a nomination?
Well, anybody, and that's one of the great beauties about our system. Anybody in the community, because it is a community-based nomination system, and we would encourage people to do just that. It's a really simple, straightforward process. The nomination forms are on the website, www.it'sanohonour.gov.au, and as I say, anybody can do it, and we would hope that they would.
So who gets the awards?
Well, some pretty special people, clearly. I mean, those people that have made outstanding and selfless contributions to their own communities and to the nation at large. For example, in the recent honours list, we had Sister Bernice Elphick, who was awarded an AC, Australia's highest honour, for the service that she gave to medicine and the community through her outstanding work at St Vincent's Private Hospital in Sydney. We had Norm Moroney from Cronulla in Sydney, who was awarded the Medal of the Order of Australia for service to people with a disability through the Special Olympics movement. And we had Margaret West from the Northern Territory, who was made a member of the Order for service to Indigenous art and the promotion of Indigenous culture. They come from a whole variety of backgrounds across the board.
Who makes the decisions about the awards?
That's done by the Independent Council for the Order of Australia. There are 19 members of the Council representing all states and territories, and a number of those represent community-based organisations. They come together and consider all of the nominations and then make their recommendations based on the outstanding service or based on the service and achievements of those particular people. And above all, it's about service above self. Those recommendations from the Council are then submitted to the Governor-General for approval.
How many nominations are received each year?
It's a fantastic number. Just last year we had over 12,000 nominations going across the board of the Honours and Awards system, and of those about 2,500 were for the Order of Australia itself. That has increased some 70% in the last 5 years, so I'm really pleased that the Order of Australia is being recognised more and more by Australians as the preeminent honours and awards system.
So once recommendations have been received, how then are people notified?
Well, after the Council considers all of the nominations and makes its decision, the person concerned receives a letter from me inviting them to consider whether or not they'd like to accept the award. Fortunately, most say yes, and when they do that, they reply, and the Council then makes a formal recommendation to the Governor-General, and the awards are presented at each awards ceremony twice a year, one in January and one in June.
Now, you've just mentioned that investitures are held twice yearly. Is this at each different government house?
There are two. The nominations are announced in January and June, and then it's up to the various government houses to make the awards to the individuals concerned. And that's done about 8 weeks after the awards are announced in January and in June.
Malcolm Hazel, thank you so much for your time today. Very much appreciated, and thank you for joining me on Channel Vision.
It's been a great pleasure.